Welcome back to day 2, boys. You didn't leave us after day 1, so congratulations, 3 cheers for you. Welcome back, great to have you on board. So yesterday we talked about men's health, and I probably gave you a little bit of a scare around the idea that if you don't look after your body, your health, your well-being in your 40s and 50s, you're not going to be here in the 70s and 80s. And we spoke about a girth measurement around your belly button of 94 centimetres being the benchmark, not according to me, but according to Diabetes Victoria and the National Heart Foundation, as the line in the sand, that area where if you're above that, you're at risk of cardiovascular disease, stroke, diabetes and certain cancers, so the stuff that kills us. The other thing that we don't talk about so much, which is associated with having a big gut, is erectile dysfunction. There is a strong correlation between having a large stomach and having a decreased sexual performance and in fact erectile dysfunction. And we also know that we can reverse that by having guys lose the gut, gain the pecker again, and life's good. So if you're struggling with that, or that's something you'd like to avoid, use that as motivation to stick with this 5-day program and ongoing program there afterwards. To make sure that you're able to manage that side of your well-being, because for a lot of us it's an important part of who we are, and if it is something which is going to not work as well for you, then let's try and do something about it before we get to that point. Let's talk about exercise today. Here's the plan for the day. Today we're going to do cardiovascular exercise, which is all about you huffing and puffing a little bit, not too much. We're not here to cough up a lung. We're just here to get your heart rate elevated to the point where you can still breathe and still carry on a conversation, but you are puffing as you go. Perhaps even a little bit of perspiration on the brow would be acceptable as well. So find 30 minutes today to do some sort of cardiovascular exercise. I'm going to suggest that you download a free app onto your phone called Map My Run. Map My Run will actually show you how long that you're exercising for and what sort of distance you cover. And it's a great little feedback mechanism to let you know what you're doing and whether it's longer or shorter than the last bit of exercise you did, that sort of thing. So if you can do your 30 minutes of exercise, and if you're walking, because you might use it to walk, you might run, you might ride a bike, but if you're walking, I'm going to ask you to aim for 6 kilometres an hour, which means in 30 minutes you'll get 3 kilometres done. And that would be ideal. That would be a great start to your cardiovascular exercise. I'd like you to take a screenshot of that and load that up into the private Facebook group, just as evidence of what you've done. And this is not for you. This is for the benefit of the group. We inspire each other through the activity that we're doing. So if you're feeling a bit flat, go and have a look in the Facebook group and see who's doing what, who's doing the exercise, who's posting videos of what they've done. The other thing that would be really good for you to do is give yourself a rating before exercise and after exercise on a scale of 0 to 10. So 0 is I feel lousy, this is the worst thing ever. 10 is I feel fantastic. Because as a general rule, we feel better after doing exercise. So you might be sitting on the couch thinking, yeah, I don't really want to go for and do my cardio today. I'm at about a 3 out of 10. I just want to sit here and watch telly. But if you get off the bloody couch and you do your exercise, you'll come back and you'll say, you know what, I'm a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I feel terrific. I feel so much better than I did for doing the exercise than beforehand. And if you then post up in the group a screenshot of what you've done for cardio and your ratings, how you felt before and after exercise, that is reinforcing in your subconscious that you actually enjoy exercise, and this is a good thing. When we exercise, we feel better. When we exercise, we feel better. We keep repeating that pattern. That's how we develop habits. So the rule of thumb is it takes 21 days to build a habit, and it takes 56 days to build a ritual. So we're just going to open up the opportunity for a habit to be developed, and if you choose to stay with me on the 8-week program or beyond, we can solidify that habit and then turn that habit into a ritual. And a ritual means you do it without thinking. You get up in the morning, you have breakfast, you brush your teeth. It's a ritual. I'm going to suggest that through exercise, we can put exercise in there. You get up in the morning, you do some exercise, you have some breakfast, you brush your teeth. And you just do that because that's your ritual. That's who you are and what you do. And if you do that for 56 days, there's every chance you'll continue on with that ritual indefinitely. That's what we're aiming for on this program. So you'll get great results in 5 days, but imagine if you kept doing this indefinitely, how much better you'd feel, how much more you'd lose the waist circumference, how much less likely you'd be to have that erectile dysfunction. So, welcome to day 2. Let's talk about food. So what you're going to do today is eat exactly the same food as you would normally eat. Keep drinking 2 litres of water per day, but chew your food until it becomes like liquid before you swallow. So So that's going to mean your jaw's going to get pretty sore from doing all this chewing. But when you chew food before you swallow, you'll actually eat less food. You'll be satiated sooner when you chew your food. You'll also not swallow down chunks of food at a time, so you won't be crapping out peas and corn and that sort of thing when you do have a bowel movement. Your food will be actually broken down so it can actually absorb the nutrients that your body needs. Lastly, not having chunks of food in your small intestine and your stomach, having that nice and mushy, will decrease the amount of gas that you create. So you'll feel less bloated, you'll burp less, and you'll fart a lot less. And on behalf of all the people who are going to spend time with you, I'm going to encourage you to chew your food properly so that you do burp and fart an awful lot less. So if you can post in the group how you felt before and after exercise and give us a screenshot of your exercise for the day. Also, if you've got any feedback about the food, fantastic, pop that in. Guys, the feedback doesn't have to be positive. I'd rather it was honest. If you're struggling with this, let's talk about it. If you hate the fact that you got to chew your food, let me know about it. If you're really having a tough time drinking 2 litres of water, let's talk about it. Let's not pretend this shit doesn't happen. This is real. And we've got to be honest with ourselves about what's going on in our life. And if we're not, the chances of moving forward are very limited. But when we start getting real with ourselves and we start being honest about it, that's when we can start making significant improvements. So, hope you have a great day. Look forward to seeing your feedback in the group. Make every moment matter. Cheers.